Welcome to the Tech Show. I'm Sonia Gavankar. Today we chat with the organizers of the upcoming Tampa Bay Tech Week. We get a kitchen gadget roundup in home tech, and if you remember parachute pants, this Take My Money is for you. All that and more coming up on the Tech Show. For the latest. Spotify is no longer running advertisements for the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, or ICE. The streaming service has confirmed after the Trump administration campaign ended in late 2025. There are currently no ICE ads running on Spotify, the Swedish company said in a statement. The advertisement mentioned were part of a U.S. government recruitment campaign that ran across all major media and platforms. Since April 2025, the government ads also ran on Amazon, YouTube, Hulu, and Max, among other streaming companies, with the aim of recruiting more than 10,000 deportation officers by the end of 2025. Previously, Spotify said that the ads, which encouraged U.S. listeners to fulfill your mission to protect America and offered $50,000 in signing bonuses, did not violate our advertising policies. The ad campaign ended before an ICE agent fatally shot 37-year-old Renee Good in her car in Minneapolis, and U.S. Border Patrol agents shot 2 more people in Portland. It also ended before Indivisible, the grassroots movement behind the No Kings demonstrations, sent an open letter to Spotify's new CEO Alex Norström and Gustav Sandström on their first day at work on 2 January, petitioning them to drop the ads and make a public comment to reviewing and updating Spotify's advertising policies to prohibit government propaganda and hate-based recruitment ad campaigns. In October of 2025, Spotify stated, "This advertisement is part of a broad campaign the U.S. government is running across television, streaming, and online channels. However, users can mark any ad with a thumbs down or thumbs up to help manage their ad's preference." In 2020, researchers with Cicero, Australia's national science agency, deployed an Argo float-a-free floating robotic instrument collecting ocean data near Totten Glacier in East Antarctica. To their surprise and disappointment, fickle Antarctic tides sent the float further south, where it reappeared and soon sank under the Denman ice shelf. "We feared the worst," admitted the researchers in an essay for The Conversation, but 9 months later it surfaced again, and it had collected data from places never measured before. In total, it collected 195 profiles over 2.5 years, many of which came from never-before sampled regions in East Antarctica. Each time the float bumped its head on the ice, it provided a measurement of the depth of the ice shelf base, or ice draft, explained Steve Runtall, study lead author and Cicero oceanographer, in the statement. "We could compare the ice draft measured by the float to satellite measurements of draft to work out the path of the float beneath the ice. As a result, they're able to confirm that the northernmost Shackleton ice shelf wasn't yet exposed to warm water, although the Denman Glacier appeared to be melting already. The float also captured a delicate thermal system under the ice shelf, which seemed to be holding together the ice, for now, that is." We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds, pitch by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true, saying, "This is my message to you."
During the big game, viewers saw a humorous commercial featuring a familiar celebrity talking about fiber and digestive health. The timing is notable, with the day after the big game often marking a return to normal routines. Here to offer some context is registered dietitian Sarah Ludmir, the Chief Wellbeing and Sustainable Business Officer at WK Kellogg Company. Welcome to the Tech Show, Sarah.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Why does the message of the commercial really land the day after the big game?
Yeah, 95% of Americans don't get enough fiber, and yet about half of Americans think they're getting enough. And therefore, we're creating this fiber gap. And so when people are in their day-to-day routines, they're not realizing, even if they're eating fruits and vegetables, they're not quite getting enough fiber. And that's where elevating other everyday foods like high fiber cereals that naturally bring fiber from grains to the table can help them close that fiber gap.
What are some easy, realistic ways people can add more high fiber cereals into their routine?
Starting at breakfast, of course, a bowl of Raisin Bran is going to bring 7 grams of fiber. Add in some fruit and some milk, and all of a sudden, you've created an incredible fiber protein stack with 1/3 of your needs on fiber and 10 plus grams of protein. But you can go beyond the bowl and think about where you add these high fiber cereals into recipes and snacks that you already have today, making it an easy and delicious way to get it into your habits. Things like yogurt parfaits, things like muffins, whether they're bran muffins or egg muffins, or putting high fiber cereal along with some fruit and nuts to make it an easy trail mix, or adding some crunch on top of that scoop of ice cream you might have at night. Thinking about how you incorporate everyday foods into your routine is the best way to make it a habit that'll stick and fill that fiber gap.
Where can we find out more?
Sure, you can learn more about how cereal makes eating well easy at wkkellogg.com. And remember, it's fiber time and a way to get your good gut health feeling with high fiber cereals.
Thanks for joining us, Sarah.
This one goes better with the walls.
This is so much easier than the home improvement store.
There's the measurement fee, delivery fee, restocking fee.
And installation.
Oh, no, that's not my department.
With Empire's Home Floor Advantage, we have clear, all-inclusive pricing. No surprises, and installation is on your schedule.
Call or visit EmpireToday.com and get the Home Floor Advantage.
800-588-2300
Today.
Tampa Bay isn't just the gateway to Southwest Florida and the home of a fantastic hockey team. It's a hub for technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. April 8th through the 10th marks Tampa Bay Tech Week, celebrating the spirit and creativity of the area. And we have Michael Hall, founding member and co-organizer with Tampa Bay Tech Week and executive director of We Are Tech, and Jesus Vidari, founder and executive director of Tampa Bay Tech Week, here to tell us all about it. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Technology hubs have moved from Silicon Valley to cities in Texas and Northern Virginia and even Nevada. What makes Tampa Bay an attractive place for entrepreneurs and established firms?
I would say for me, recently moving over and meeting Jesus and coming from Miami, it's a new area with a growing opportunity. So it's a blank canvas, but it's a platform that's growing at a rapid pace. But you do have a lot of direct connections and you have a very good tourism development with Visit Tampa Bay that's attracting a lot of larger companies and bringing people here on a regular basis. But I think one of the bigger things is, as Jesus will point to, the elements of what we have with recruitment and other opportunities is also making it a great hub. So Jesus, if you want to add on to that.
Yeah, I've been in Florida my entire life. I've been in Tampa for over 15 years. I've seen this city grow from before we had Water Street and what is now in that area, Armature Works, and a lot of really big up and coming regions throughout the boroughs here in Tampa Bay. And I can tell you that there's no better time for us to take advantage of that growth. We have some of the largest fintech, healthcare, cybersecurity companies in the world that people don't even realize exist here. And so we're trying to spotlight that, as well as our startup and entrepreneurship ecosystem, which has rapidly been evolving over the last 5 years. And so to Michael's point, I think there's no better time for the region to really come together as a community to highlight the growth and really step into the light of what we talked about as being the next, tech hub, tech city that I think we can definitely be.
You both have this deep career in entrepreneurship. What attracted you to build a tech business in Tampa?
I think the biggest motivation is when you have the chance to mold and sculpt the landscape. Sometimes you don't have to get the recognition and your name won't be everywhere, but it kind of becomes the yin and the yang and the Batman and the Joker approach between me and Jesus. Jesus has the pulse of the community. He knows the community. He's a recruiter. He worked with hundreds. I have more of a behind the scenes background with everything I did over in Miami. So my goal was to be able to partner with someone that could guide the community, but I could guide him. So it just makes more of a strategic partnership. But Jesus had the vision. It just, the timing worked out. When you have someone that's as inspired as him and that wants to make a change in this community, it just allowed me to pull basically an old playbook and implement it with a new Michael Jordan or a new, Tom Brady. It's just however you see it. It's the same game. We're just playing it in a different arena at this point.
Jesus, did you want to add anything to that? What Michael brings to the table? Any sports metaphors of who he is?
I mean, when I first met Michael, right? I knew very little, but over time, I heard of his influence in the Miami market and other areas, and really just having somebody like him on our team to advise strategically has been a huge asset. And then to your question around why we're thinking about starting this now. I mean, again, as I mentioned before, the city really is, the entire region is ready, right? It's been a long time coming. I mean, these conversations, this isn't the first time we've had these conversations, right? There's multiple different groups, multiple organizations that have kind of laid the foundation prior to us, that have really allowed us to use that as a foundation to build on top of, right? So again, the community has been asking for something like this for years. I just don't think that the right players were there at the right time. And that's okay, right? Sometimes that, everything has its purpose and its reason. And where we are today as a region, I think it's prime time for us to really step into that light and into who we are as a region. Because again, we've been having this conversation of we want to be the next Silicon Valley, Silicon Beach, whatever you want to call it. I think we have our own personality. That's what makes Tampa Bay very special. When people think of Tampa Bay, they think of sports and they think of cigars and breweries. But what if we also include the conversation around tech, right? And we mesh the three together, or all four together. That's really where I think we start developing something very special.
I love that you saw the right time, the fertile landscape for it, and the season to make it happen. So tell us about Tampa Bay Tech Week. What is it?
Yeah, so I'll tell you where the idea really comes from. Michael mentioned earlier, a large portion of my professional career has been in recruiting technology experts, both in private and public sector. And in my travels, I got to see a lot of really amazing tech weeks and conferences all over the country. And over the years, I said to myself, well, why don't we have something like this in Tampa Bay, right? Like we have the talent, we have the companies, we're building the startups. Our university ecosystem's amazing. We have government presence here. We have every single element and ingredient to build something like that, like a tech week or a major conference in the area. And so really that was the inspiration is going around, seeing other things and saying, wow, we can take that blueprint and we can do the same thing here very easily and much more successfully. And that's really where I think a lot of this sprouted in the last year, especially. We really said, I think it's time. If we keep waiting and if we keep waiting for other people to make this move, then it might never happen.
And I would say if you summarize all that, you kind of look at the Florida's version of South by Southwest. You look at a very micro element of what CES was. You look at Platform in Atlanta. You look at Emerge Americas in Miami. It's just the opportunity to highlight, what are the conversations, trending topics. We have to know what's going on. What is Tampa Bay contributing to cybersecurity and other elements of economic development? And this isn't just a conference. The premise of this is also building other businesses, incubators, accelerators. This is just a foundation to bring these things together. And that's where Jesus even gets to take his talent further as a recruiter. But our goal is we want to make economic impact. We don't want people to think this is just a conference. We don't want people to think this is just going to be an amazing gathering of people and brilliant minds. This is the blueprint to change the actual economic impact. So we have the city of Tampa involved. We have economic development involved. We have Hillsborough County involved. We're trying to change things and set up a foundation So this is a 10-year play that most people might see as a 5-day week, but this is really a 10-year play.
So my next question is, who do you think should attend and who should attend, when really I want to tell you that I want to attend? Who is the right audience to come out?
Everybody. There's nobody that should be left out. If you're in tech, I mean, the thing is, it's as infectious as what AI is. Tech is impacting you in some way, shape, or form. You could be doing retail. You could have a restaurant. You could be a recruiter. You could be a film director. It doesn't matter. We're going to touch everything. But it's also just networking. You know, if you're true about business development, if you're an entrepreneur, or even if you're a seasoned business, you want to be in the room to know what people are talking about. So I think we're setting up that opportunity.
That is very inspiring from both of you. How can we follow along and maybe even get involved?
Well, number one is you can show up. You can definitely be here. April 8th through the 10th. We'll have programming throughout the week and going into the weekend, which is exciting. And I think that's number one, right? Is be here to experience what we're trying to build. And secondly, just follow us on our socials. Follow the story. As Michael said, this isn't a 1-year play. This is a hopefully for many years to come, and something that becomes much bigger than what we're envisioning this year.
I would say share, comment, and repeat. The biggest thing is we can support from afar.
Yeah.
Just engaging in content, engaging in the information that we're putting out.
Well, it sounds like there are incredible stories to be told out of Tampa. Thank you so much, Michael and Jesus, for joining us. We'll see you in Tampa.
Sounds good.
Thank you. See you soon.
We have to take one final break, then we're back with Take My Money right here on The Tech Show. Stay with us. Welcome back to The Tech Show. America's Test Kitchen brings us the best kitchen tech from CES 2026.
Is AI taking over the kitchen? Will robots cook you dinner? We're here to find out. I'm at CES, the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. Let's go check out the trends in technology. It's Gear and Loathing in Las Vegas. So LG is showing this robot. They're calling it Cloyd, and it's supposed to do basically that whole Jetsons thing where the robot takes over. It can put food in the oven. It can get some milk for you at the table. It can do your laundry. It can fold your laundry. You can put it in the washer and the dryer. They're not saying when it's going to be coming out. This is a prototype, but someday you might have a robot like this doing your cooking. I don't know what I think about a robot that anticipates what I need. Sometimes I change my mind, so I don't know if that's going to be annoying or helpful, but I guess if you're on your way home and you wanted to put the casserole in the oven, it can do that for you. It may even think of that itself. We have tested indoor plant growing systems in the past. This one has some nice innovations. It's from InstaFarm, and it uses a little robot and smart technology to water them and grow them for you. It's grown in soil in these little compostable trays or organic seeds. They claim that that makes better flavor and it keeps all the nutrients in the plants. All you need to do is fill this tank, which is attached magnetically, so you just pull it out, fill it with water, plain water, nothing in it, and it just waters itself. This is retailing now for about
From closer to home escapes to wintertime Mediterranean adventures, cruise travel in 2026 is all about smarter planning, richer experiences, and not only where we can travel, but how. Wesley De Silva, Chief Commercial Officer of Region 7 Seas Cruises, is here with us to share what travelers are prioritizing this wave season and beyond. Hello, Wesley.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us about the top cruising trends for 2026. What types of voyages are people most excited about?
The theme for 2026 seems to be convenience plus confidence. So the first trend that we're seeing is that ease without compromise, where travelers are looking for an elevated experience, but something close to home. So you're seeing a lot of demand for Caribbean, a little bit more adventurous Alaska, as well as Canada and New England during the fall season to take advantage of fall foliage. The second trend we're seeing is kind of this expansion of demand for European/Mediterranean itineraries outside of the normal peak season during the summer months. So we're seeing demand for these itineraries throughout the year, including during the winter. And then lastly, the third trend we're seeing is the importance of culinary as part of the overall experience. So Travelers going to these destinations, they want to experience the culture, and part of that experience is the food and the flavors of the culture. So culinary has become a much more important part of the overall experience.
How can travelers get the most out of wave season?
For those not familiar with wave season, it's the cruise industry's version of Black Friday or Cyber Monday, all wrapped into one. And wave season is now, and it runs through the end of the month, so it runs through the end of February. With Regent, we have our most expansive promotion, Upgrade Your Horizon, that goes through February 28th. And it is across all destinations through 2028. And it includes a free 2-suite category upgrade, plus reduced deposits. And we've even thrown in a $500 shipboard credit for select 2026 sailings.
Can you share some tips for getting the best value and upgrades?
My most important tip is to book early. Don't wait. What we've seen over the last few years is this, that people trading in goods for experiences. And that holds especially true for ultra luxury cruising. So there's such an increased and outsized demand for 27 and 28 departures, as well as close in for 2026. So if there's an itinerary, if there's a destination that catches your eye, don't wait and book it now. And in terms of upgrades, as I mentioned, we have our Upgrade Your Horizon promotion going on currently. So it allows you to get a little bit more value. You can book and upgrade yourselves into as high as a penthouse suite, which is a little bit larger, as well as includes additional amenities such as that personalized butler service.
What makes ultra luxury cruising different, and what's included?
It's all about that elevated getaway/vacation with enhanced experiences, and most importantly, that all-inclusive nature. With Regent, we are the most all-inclusive ultra-luxury cruise in the industry. And we include everything from unlimited shore excursions in every port of call to the fine wine and spirits to specialty dining at all of our restaurants, as well as additional components such as Starlink Wi-Fi. We even include valet laundry. So we really are trying to take care of everything that our travelers need so that they can focus and enjoy on the destinations that they're visiting.
This sounds like just what I need. Where can we learn more?
To learn more, go to rssc.com or contact your travel advisor.
Thanks, Wesley.
Thank you for having me.
Now it's time for Take My Money. This time it's something that organizes all the pills that keep me upright. If your birth year begins with the dreaded 19, like some people I know, this organizer probably thrills you like it does me. Although I will say I don't understand what the tech is in it, I like the organizing, I like how pretty it is. I also would like to know what drugs she's on, because she looks like she's living her best days. So it is time. Okay, Moto Bloom, go ahead, take my money so I can put all the money I spend on pills into your little compartments. Thanks for joining us this week. Follow us at The Tech Show TV and join the conversation. Talk to you later.